Troy Cam, OBS, we're live. All right, let me get close, even though I got a huge ass TV. Okay, let's try this out. I'll just cut the brass tacks. This is how I do my guitars, essentially, or my go-to for building tones. I've been getting so much out of this workflow right here. So I never change this. This is my cab sim I like. It's high-end 57. High-end for the 57. I have a little knob here that affects like the upper mid area where it can get too harsh. And that's awesome. And then this I just keep all the way dark. I like this dark aspect of it. So, but anyways, I don't have to nerd out about this. I absolutely love this cab sim. So that never changes. Simple filtering right here of what I would normally, the range of where I would, put all this. That way when I'm trying out different amps, there's nothing here that's clouding my judgment, or there's nothing super high up here that's clouding my judgment. GGD Studio Cabs thing, they put a master EQ, which is like a top-down curve, which is just filtering and like maybe some upper mids taming or something. So it's not like it's essential. It's just what I'm going to do after when I'm mixing anyway. It's just the best starting point that I feel I can apply without messing up anything. And before I have an EQ as well, and what I would normally do here is have this on, and then I'll do it right now. So right now, let's just go to the amps and listen to the amp. Or listen to the DI. And then I guess we'll turn this one on. All right, so right away I can just choose from between two amps. So let's just do an A/B of those two amps and see which one I like better. Forgot, I'm kind of like wanting to do this with just default settings too. So that was like a loaded preset. Let's check this one. Yeah. Not really mentioned with much here. I want to keep, let's check this Soldano too. For the most part, I mean, there's 7, they got 11s on their shit, so 7's 5. All right. Let's try this again. This is more upfront and in your face. This is obviously the lead amp and shit too. It's just its gain is unreal. I'm not digging it though. It's too high end. So then we'll try let's turn this off. Turn the Soldano. The slow boy. Let's hear this one. And then another main thing that I do is check the presence range too and see what's cool. Let's check this one. Alright, so I'm just going to go with this Soldano right here because it's a little bit tamer on the ears. It's working with me better. Alright, and so let's get rid of this. And then from here, we jack up the overdrive. Me and Matt both like the low-end density or the low-end flubbiness, maybe even call it, of an amp without a boost pedal. So that's what we're actually doing this on purpose. I'm listening for the low-end chug and all of that, you know what I mean, and trying to get a tightness with a boost pedal without actually doing it. So now it's starting to get sloppy in the distortion range. So I'm going to go back here. We're going to listen for anything that sounds particularly shitty that I can cut. Yeah, I hate that region. I fucking hate it. That's why I already put it there. So that kind of weirdness is crappy and probably compensate here by bringing this up. Now this is the annoying part. You can tell it's literally where the pick attack is. It's going to sound cool. Boosting this on 7 strings sounds even better because you got a lot of low mids that you're trying to counteract, but I'll do it on 6 strings too. Alright, I'm starting to hear that pick attack come through in a cool way in the Soldano now. It's like got a little kink kink. So that's cool. The one thing I'd probably do though too is, and this is another weird trick, is the low end and the high end are both making me mad. I don't necessarily need any. I just use this tool for the dynamics. But let's see. You could do linear phase mode. I personally don't freaking care because it's to the DI. And all I'm doing is tightening up the low end and the high end, honestly, with this. See how it chokes it up entirely? I don't want that at all, but it's going to make it easier to deal with, though. And then probably keep that the same. Go here. I'm helping Matt get to a tight place. He didn't practice enough, and he's fucking kind of there, but he's still flubby, and I'm just like tightening those up in a very subtle way, the low and the high end. That way it sounds like his wrist was where it needed to be. I do this all the time with DIs and shit. It's a cool cheat code. It's subtle, but the distortion's kind of out of control, and it's pissing me off. So, see, listen. It's subtle, but I like it. And within Saturn and shit too, you can boost the lows, mids, and highs with this just by mouse wheeling it. So from here, like having a multi-band setup like this is like there would be now not any parametric EQ or anything now. It's just gentle tone shaping with like maybe cutting the mids a little bit, you know, that type of shit. So if I needed more pick attack, I'd get more pick attack. If it was too flubby, I'd turn it down from here. If I took too much from here, I might boost this up a little bit and give it some drive. This in tube mode denses the low end up without it being too distorted, you know what I mean? But yeah, so there's tube and tape stages here that I use. Even you can use this. Yeah, so I'm cutting a lot of high end out. So let's get about here and then boost it just a tad bit to get it back. I hope you can hear what I'm hearing though too. I could probably bring it up even more because the low end's still a bit flubby and all that. But that's what I'm saying. You have so many different ways. So I've been on this and I'm like, what the fuck? That's just a subtle part of the guitar tone, but the dynamics to me add a whole bunch to where now I can go back to this amp and dial in the tone stack and the presence and the depth the way I like it, knowing that there's not going to be any crazy low end flubbiness that's going to cause the depth knob to sound like ass. So now it's a tighter low end that I can actually work with. Let's see. So I'm going to turn down the treble here. It's a darker cab sim too, so like I said, you can really like go crazy on the presence and it not sound too crazy. Honestly, it's sounding a bit unnecessary past 7, and it's like the presence is dominating it. Okay. I like the scoop mids on the 6th string with the fucking. We're kind of emulating a 5150 tone. He actually tracked with this plugin too, so that's kind of why I wanted to use it anyway. Yeah, I like it about right there, and then. I don't know, with that low end on the Saturn tightening up significantly, dude. Like it literally. Yeah, turning that off. It's probably just a good low end in general, but yeah, like I said too, I also have this filter on. Yeah, pull that some back. But yeah, this tightens up the low end significantly. And I'm kind of using some kind of like weird asinine settings and stuff too, but I'm kind of just following my ears on what sounds okay. I could be sizzling out my hearing too, but I'm using my really good headphones, so I think I'll be all right, and we'll have a good end result. Let's check this out. Yeah, the only thing that's really weird to me is it's not even sticking out that much, so I don't even know. Let's just check where this is at, and then I'll show you. So copy all this over. And then the only thing I do from there, like, I throw a tape machine on and shit too. There's a lot of different processing I do, but the main ones from here would be let's throw this on. And then let's throw the tape machine. Yeah, so bring it up so it's wobbling somewhere around the middle. And I like a distressor too, so this would kind of be a Yep. And then with the C4, actually, I'd skip that entirely. But it's set exactly how it should be. It's basically like default settings. Slower attack and release times for the low end, and then super fast attack and release times for the super high end. And then you're splitting it into 4 different compressors here. So that's where a lot of the woofiness goes and shit like that. Like this is essentially, I would hit all 4 of them until they're, especially with the electric guitar distortion. All 4 of them are evenly hitting correctly. And then from here, that little dotted line. Kind of match it with there. You can start to see the actual waveform, the way that the waveform is reacting. This is very telling to me, but it's very easy to just tone shape the plugin from here in a major way, and this is on the guitar bus. And I would not be doing this in solo either. Very very primitive. I don't have my bus shits on, but let's get a balance. Yeah, so then I like to, don't really necessarily have those on. That would affect the tone a bit, but not much. Alright, so back to what this is at. Oh yeah, my gain staging on my compressor. Alright, so this just barely compressing, and then you bring it up actually is a final stage of tone shaping. Like when I'm hearing I need more high end on the guitars, instead of going in at channel level and trying to adjust this or trying to go to the tone stack and then copying it over, anything like that. The main point I'm getting at is that like this level right here does such a huge amount for me that yeah, so that's a pretty big tone shift right there as well. So it's all on weird stages. I hope you understand. Essentially what I was trying to tell you is that the amp doesn't matter so much as when I keep the cabs steady and then use EQs before and after, that I've been able to use anything. So I haven't really been sticking, as far as amps go, I haven't been sticking to any amp. Sometimes I even use Saturn itself and that heavy distortion for bass to just build my own like kind of unique distortion thing, or use it kind of like a pedal. Like and this final one too, to get, I'll just show you with the everything on here. But yeah, with Helix all I have is a Swedish chainsaw. The high end's always too much, so pull that down a little bit, but dime everything else, and you don't really need to dime the level because you need it to match. But this is actually a crossover, so you need it to match with the high end. This is being split at about 1K, and then everything below 1K and the guitar DI is going to the Swedish chainsaw. And then it's meeting back up with just the high end, 1K and above of the DI. And then here's your volume blend right here. So I chose 69. I normally do. Not for any other reason. It just always seems to be the perfect blend, you know. 69 is a very good symbiosis of two. It's a good symbiosis of two. It's like the yin yang. But anyways. I just love that, and that's like some insanely crazy fuzz style 1K and below that you just integrate into the guitar DI and then integrate with the guitar amp, and just figure it out at the end with, like I said, what gets too crazy here, it's not going to be high-end crazy. You can easily flip the crossover right here just by hitting reverse, and then 1K and above is going to that, and then you can pull back on this crossover frequency and sort of get, you know what I mean? Like it's just it's kind of like the utility of it's insane as far as like what you would want at any given point. So it's basically a tool I would use to add fuzz during a breakdown, you know what I mean? So let's hear this fucking dumb shit sounds. But it's not a, but it's not an everything, and normally sometimes I would even quad track, and just, this would be the only addition, is this fuzz pedal. I could use more of it, and just blend the original tone with this on. So that's absolutely crazy. 69 would not be a tip. Oh. 69 still is the typical one. I just don't have A on at all. I was about to say, man, it's getting crazy. Check it out. Yeah, it's flattening the low end and bringing up all that crazy shit, which kind of makes that Saturn move I did earlier with boosting that. It's making that sound a little bit stupid now, but you know what I mean? Like, the amps don't matter, bro. I hope you like this video. I hope it wasn't too long.